So this is where we are, right? They say that this film, right, marking the latest film out of Tyler Perry's creative partnership with Netflix for film, Straw, watches as a single mother faces a series of unfortunate events that lead her down an unexpected path. Struggling against circumstances beyond her control, she becomes entangled in a situation that she never imagined. Fueled by desperation, she finds herself at the center of suspicion in a world that seemed indifferent to her existence. For the black woman out there, I just have to ask, why is this a thing? Why is it that every single time I look around, you guys allow, and what I mean by allow, it doesn't matter if Tyler Perry is a man and he's making these movies and he has the money. It's the fact that you guys are supporting all of these films ever since Madea. So as a lot of guys in the black community have stated before, we've noticed that the Tyler Perry films are in a sense a black version of Lifetime. And if anybody knows anything about Lifetime, Lifetime is a man-hating network. Literally, it is made directly to dislike and hate men and to instill that type of fear directly in that. So when you look at the Tyler Perry movies, what do you normally see? Where are the happy endings in every single movie? You always see some type of gossip. You always see something going wrong. Somebody's getting cheated on. Somebody's getting mistreated. Somebody's not there with the kids. Somebody don't want to commit. Somebody don't want to get married. There's always something negative. There's always a stereotype. And at the center of all of those stereotypes is always a black woman. It's always a black woman. And it's like every single time, it's like in order for a black woman to have a come up, she has to go through something negative. She has to have some type of bad energy or something bad to her to happen in order for her to get that aha epiphany moment so that she can understand how great she really is. And I'm a little bit confused. I'm highly confused on how this is, in a sense, a thing. On how this is able to transpire for decades. And for whatever reason, black women are still eating this up. And I'm a little bit confused. I'm a little bit baffled because you do have women who write. They write TV shows, they write movies, and all of these things, right? But I don't see them as present as I see a Tyler Perry. I don't see black women for, decades or a certain amount of time supporting those black women writing alternative stories that actually have a more positive narrative. They may have a little bit of, a sprinkle of something negative in there, but the overall thing, that's not the, the main shining thing, right? But for whatever reason, black women aren't supporting those black women enough in order for them to get their own studio, in order for them to be, in the $100 million or the $1 billion field so that they can just keep putting out different types of stories that aren't the same regurgitated nonsense every single time. And I feel as though looking at the track record, this is pretty much going to be the same thing. It's pretty much going to be the same thing where a black woman is, and as they stated, it was like entanglement. So that means that she is going to have some type of thing where it's a man, woman, or it's going to be the woman entangled with two guys that she's in a relationship with, and then somewhere in between there might be another woman that is with one of those guys, and that's going to cause, again, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. This is reminiscent of when I went over The Color Purple. And I had a problem with that because I'm like, yeah, you're doing too much. And then on top of that, you're trying to do a remake to a story, which nobody, to my knowledge, even asked for a remake. But yet they still did it. And that didn't do too well at all. And then during that time, they tried to, throw it directly on Taraji P. Henson, saying that she was difficult and all of this other type of stuff for the reason that the film didn't sell so well. It didn't sell so well because you're looking at a generation that is not trapped in that same mindset of what it is that you're trying to sell. You literally have young black women out here creating their own businesses. They're making their own narratives, which are positive. They didn't have to, have something detrimental, something negative directly happen for them to realize how great they are. They just automatically saw that assumed it or pulled it from within and then brought it forth. That was it. So maybe, you know, again, if they wanted to do a remake of The Color Purple in the early 2000s, maybe that would have flew. Maybe that would have worked. Maybe even in the mid 2000s, right? Somewhere, let's say like 2006, maybe even touching like 2012, somewhere in that part. Maybe it still would have flew, but not now. Not now. Like I said, the grade of women and mentally how they are is different from the time that The Color Purple came out versus to the women that we have now. So now you got to try a whole different route. Now you have to rewrite the stories because, you know, sooner or later, Tyler Perry and many others are going to realize that they have to catch up with the times, that they're not dealing with the same generation that they were dealing with for the last 10 to 20 years. And I'm starting to see that in a lot of these films because they're dealing with a certain population, a certain generation that is still here. And it's going to be only so long that you can keep trying to go that exact same route, dealing with one portion of, you know, the community versus trying to reach out and ensnare, you know, the rest of the different age groups. Like I said before, this is how a lot of companies and whatnot go the way of the dinosaurs. This is how that happens. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this movie Straw that Tyler Perry is going to come out with, and how specifically it is that you feel about the description of the movie that they have directly up there in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.